at all to this symbol being holy or having power?
No respect for Kev.
Could it be
Kevin
that we're just
Wisely,
imitating what's popular?
ex-pastor.
Could it
Come
be
in
that
there,
what you
brother.
believe is
Oh,
not
peace and
by
love,
sheer
family.
inspired
I'm just
word of God?
listening, to
It is nothing
Kev.
more than
Brothers, y'all can go check out the
where you were
ex-pastor
raised. And if you were born
Kevin Wisely
anywhere
on
in the
YouTube.
country or in the world
The brother's putting in his
where
work for much as
that
he did
religion
when
that
he
you
was a
believe in now
Christian
was not
preacher.
being practiced,
He
you would
turned
not be
he turned to the
surprised
right
because it
page, and
is.
now he's going hard, and
What
he's
if I
going through the
told you that
stuff we
what you
going through
believe
now.
is
But
simply because it's popular
when you
word?
inherit this type of enlightenment and truth,
Would you
you don't
then be
try
willing to
to
question your
follow a
beliefs?
Joneses or
Would you then be
a
willing to
system of
change?
control.
Holla.
We come to a term with ourselves that I'd rather let my independent mind from my natural feelings and spirit speak truth to the people through information that we have embraced through time of study and research, which a lot of y'all should do, and a lot of y'all won't, because so many of y'all are prone to the lie that has put you under a spell. So when people come with the truth with you, it shocks you. It's not intentional, but that's the cause and effect riff from a lie being confronted with the truth. See, a lie can be confronted with the truth in so many different angles. The truth would just literally get away from you, such as your relatives and people, the churches, the mosques. When you speak in the truth that's so powerful, they can't do nothing but label you a demon, because the truth, they don't have no information to refute it. You know, when I was a Muslim for 15 years, I had a lot of pan-africanist brothers. I had some pan-african brothers, some Jamaican brothers. I met a lot of all the brothers. I met a lot of the brothers. They used to confront. I used to try to, I did my thing. I repped Islam 15 years, even though they was blasting me with the truth. And what happened is, when I told the Imam said, what I'm saying, Islam is something, it's your shield. You're supposed to guard it with your life. And, I know a lot of y'all know what I'm talking about. Put the Quran on the highest area in your house and keep it covered up, wrapped up, and, all this old mental garbage we don't even need. But I followed those things. I study the fiqh teaching, so on and so forth. I'm not saying that it ain't no good in it, because it's going to always be truth in all of them, because the only way these religions can exist is that they plagiarize the truth to create themselves. Because the more depth I got into it, I found out how horrific Islam is, just as well as Christianity. But they're one of the two. Islam just another fancy word of Christianity. To me, with other people's traditions and cultures that's disagreeable with the European Roman way of Christianity. So they call it Islam, or we don't pray like this. Them, we gonna pray like this. We're not gonna use a bell. We're gonna call the adhan. Things. It's just all a form of mind control and to get your money. I look at some of these pastors, these ex-pastors, and I'm really in tune with Kevin. Not so much as Higgins. Despite I don't care what a cat reputation is. Not that you don't post to, but if the information that they are speaking out their mouth is the truth, you have no choice but to accept the truth. Some of us in the conscious community are so hard up with our information and knowledge and our ways, we nitpick too much with people who's trying to explain the truth in their own way from their own platform. I see that's not to discredit the brothers for not having a reason, because a lot of brothers have reasons too. Some of us more extreme than others. I can get real extreme at times too. Where this other brother that's extreme in another way, where I'm not extreme, may look at me being too extreme on this page. So We have to stop, get away from the nitpicking and the crying and whining. Even when we conscious, we got the same problems. Even though we got truth, we still have the same problems as the Christians and the Muslims and all other religions. You know, we making our truth a form of religions because the way we displaying it to society, how people playing it off and how people faking and making it look just as bad as the religions, because you know it ain't really the religion, I mean the way of life itself, you know what I'm saying. It's the individuals, because one thing I learned through all these years is that I learned not to let an individual be the reason to condemn something or something of an order. I don't care what it is. You may be a basketball player, but you may not be a good one. So I'm not going to say basketball garbage because you garbage. You know, I'm not going to say you garbage because you know everybody that sing is garbage because you don't know how to sing. You know, so you have to individualize people from things. I mean, even in religion, when you look at the same situation, you have to look at it in a religion too. You know, religion is like, okay, I mean, you got Christians and Muslims. I used to say that as a Muslim. I used to say to a brother, I said, man, you know, I know Muslims brothers do this. Some Muslims still eat pork and all this stuff. You know, the things that we deemed as bad in Islam, people can point out or whatever. You know, Christians or whatever other religious people. You know, and I always say, you know, saying, well, I don't. So that's an individual. So that individual is, you know, Islam teach you, you know, which is a good thing that, you know, it don't blame the religion, blame the individual. It's they wrong. You know, they the one who did haram things, as you would say that in Islam, forbidden things. So don't blame the religion. The religion is perfect in itself, they will tell you to say. But look back to the pastor thing. I'm still, for those that's a light, and it amazes me how I see how the truth is just spreading like a forest fire. You know, it's just popping up everywhere. All the truth is just coming. It's coming in aggressive ways, peaceful ways, you know, fiery ways, such as myself and a lot of other brothers, you know, Surah Seti and them. You know, the truth is going to come in all directions to kill this lie. So we have to understand that the lie came to kill, murder, rape, and pillage. You know what I'm saying? And plagiarize things that doesn't even belong to them, for they can have a culture for themselves. See, that's what a lot of our brothers and sisters, you know, kings and queens, brothers and sisters, mean when they say, you know what I'm saying, they're culture vultures. They're vulture culture. They're culture vultures. You know, they don't have no culture. So what we have today in America, that a lot of you that's living in America, whether you got a good job, whatever you got, you know, you still living in a culture vulture's mind state. Meaning that this culture vulture stole your ancestors' information. I mean, from all around the world. I don't care where you're from, all around the world. And they took your information and they analyzed it and say, no, we don't want this. We ain't going to do that. We don't want them to follow this because they naturally had a power to that. We got to take this away. We're going to give them like a way perverted, a distorted version of what their truth is, so they can't tap into their natural energies and powers to connect with the universe, so the elements can work with us against them. So basically, being Christian, Muslims, and all these things are outside of our natural elements as African descendants or African aborigines that was here in America, you know, because all the people saying we ain't from Africa or whatever, everything derived from Africa. You just probably been a distant descendant from Africa because you was separated from water mass and you never went back to each other, and eventually you guys ran each other later on down the line. But we are all basically descendants of Africa. I don't care what the Hebrew Israelites say. They can keep pushing Christianity because that's all it is. You just trying to basically, to me, when I was studying, I was involved with the Hebrew Israelites for about a year, and as I was studying, I kept getting smacked in the face with things where I can't prove nothing as far as physical, you know, like the physical. No, here go documentation. Here's an old picture. Here's this. I couldn't prove nothing. We don't got no pictures of none of the prophets. These are questions I want to ask the Christians. I need to see a picture of all these prophets. And if you do have a picture of John and Paul and all them, I guarantee you they're going to be Greek people or Roman people from Rome that made pictures that make you people and then say, this is Paul right here. This is Paul. This is David. You know, then this is Matthew. This is John. You know, so You know, where's the preachers? I mean, where's your prophets? I never looked at it like that when I was in the nation's time. You know, that's why I can't represent that to the point, because when you prove Christianity, which is a falsehood, distorted, perverted version mixed with truths and lies, you can't accept another religion that says in its 5%, its 5 pillars of faith, that you can't become a Muslim if you don't believe in the books before Christianity prophets and they angels and all that stuff. You can't even be a Muslim if you don't believe in that. So if you can refute and destroy Christianity, Islam is destroyed as well, because its foundation is based upon it. You go into Genesis. They teach you things like, okay, this is how we come in Islam is when Abraham had 2 wives. You know what I'm saying? And his wife couldn't have no children. So what happened is it took a Egyptian woman that the king gave him, because the king took his wife and coming into Egypt, and he tried to touch her and he got a disease written. So Abraham had to come get him. He said, why you lie and all this crazy stuff. But it basically was his sister or something. The Bible all fucked up. He give her Hagar. This is where the Muslims say we come in. The Muslims say they come in at. And this is what they taught me, and I lectured and preached this stuff too. So, and you know, this is redemption. You know, this pastor dude, this is redemption. When we study falsehood so long, we go so hard, and we go, that's why we have to learn the falsehood and master the falsehood that we once were in. So when we get the truth, we know how to destroy the falsehood if people trying to use it to destroy us. And at the same time, when we're trying to spread the truth, or we're spreading the truth, for those that want to use all the excuses that we once used already, we have answers for those, because we researched and found that information to be able to give you an answer for a lot of the things that you got, because you can go to any Christian and give them an answer to the origins of anything that they represent, and none of them know nothing. How can you claim to be educated, or how can you claim to be spiritually enlightened or anything like that, but you cannot give me documented proof or research proof of your information you telling me to take blindly with no dictation of my own judging views of it? Just accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior. What about all the people that came before him? What about when Jesus said he ain't come to change no laws, but y'all always say the Old Testament is done away with, we got to follow the new one, but Jesus said no, it didn't. What is that contradiction? I can go all day. It ain't been working for us, family. I got relatives all down south, everything, y'all out in the Bible Belt, where you got beat the worst and the most to embrace this. Maybe it's why I was raised in the city rather than the country, because I probably would have been a pastor right now. I probably been a Tough Cruft Dollar or a TD Fakes and all this old type of stuff, telling y'all that truth. I can easily do that. It's no problem to be there. Good morning, brothers and sisters. How was your day? It's so easy to be an actor when you're being mellow. So you want to keep people in that energy high stage, because you want to know what's really inside them. You know, but that's another story in itself. But family, I was just basically bringing this to your attention. There's a lot of pastors leaving the churches because they're finding the truth. No matter how they finding the truth, who they finding it from, they finding it. And I'm getting tired of brothers worried about where the brothers, these ex-pastors, is finding their truth from, and they coming to where we at. Well, you should be proud and embrace these brothers and give these brothers more information, but don't give these brothers information while they learn the truth and they resort to the Ankhs and start looking at Kemet, Egypt, Africa, and all around the world. The hidden colors has been hidden all around the world, but we always find ways to discredit a brother that's coming to the truth, when you're supposed to be sitting here in the truth waiting for these brothers to come to embrace these brothers. I know many of y'all probably disagree with that, but I don't give a fuck. We got our differences because some of y'all too hard up about it. Our people is fucked up. Our people in so many different vices and so many fashions. We have to, when it's like your relative or a family member was a dope fiend, and then he went to rehab and seen the light that ain't gonna be good for him, and then he come out of rehab a better person. But some of us still want to keep putting people in these past negative positions they was in, and never accept them fully, because you still hold these things over their head, such as people getting out of prison, such as myself, how it hinders me for having jobs for so many years, truck driver, construction. I do it all, but we do it for self now. That's why I'm here today, black at you, at my own spot, my house, talking to you guys about this. Why? Not that I sit on my ass, because it's hailing storm and whatever the hell it is out. This weather is a chameleon weather, and our job we got is already set. Our own business, black owned. Okay, some of y'all probably seen my videos. But we do our own business, you know what I'm saying? We make our own money. We ain't begging crackers for nothing. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do what we need to do and make crackers give us what we want. That's ours. You know what I'm saying? That's where they gonna respect you at when you doing your own. When you telling them you need me, what you gonna do? Pay me? Or you gonna go pay this money? You wanna save some money? Yeah, I'm gonna work with you. Well, we battling with the Mexicans, and it's a battle. They willing to go so under. So we fight. We have a market. We fight, brothers. For some of y'all that think brothers ain't out here regulating the game, we getting there. We setting up stuff, and we gonna have business. We want to have things to offer our people. You know, even though I talk and lecture and get on these posts and everything, I do these things because, you know what I'm saying, I done so much wrong in my life, and I done followed so many wrong paths, and got enlightening to them. I have too much information in me to not be able to give y'all this. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all probably know me. You know, I've been through Islam, all these different stages of knowledge and information. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that all they were just big bullshit, but they were stages of growth until you come to this information. Once you get into your 40s, you get into that next level. That's like with your physical strength. You know what I'm saying? Your brain is open to more. You know, I'm not closed-minded to nothing. I'm not closed-minded to aliens. I'm not closed-minded to none of the stuff, because when you have this enlightenment mind, it's just as a universe. It's a mass. I can't say I got the truth and keep it in one diaspora of ideology and expect that to be the only solution to everything that this mysterious planet have going on. So it's best that you guys explore beyond the realms. You know what I'm saying? Explore beyond Egypt. Explore beyond, Kemet. Explore beyond that. You go find out, go to Nubia and all these different other places. You'll find out these informations, you know, Ethiopia and, you know what I'm saying, Morocco. Go look at them. You know, we had mass empires that was righteously represented. You know what I'm saying? That Europeans done learned that what we had. I don't care what part of Africa it was from. They all followed a universal order that nature respected. So Europeans came in and seen that, damn. So they distorted all the stuff and turned all this stuff kind of like, they degraded it. You know what I'm saying? They denigrated Africa with images and movies and stuff like that. So we have to understand that it's a big job. Millions and billions of dollars is being invested in us being asleep, as well as they own, because it's a lot of you Europeans that don't know none of this. Y'all sit here and y'all fight, like, nah, them black revolutionaries, or they pro-black, or those pan-africanists, you know, and all them racists, they racist, but you got to really go back and study the histories, do your research, and find out how them Jews is using y'all like pawns to do the dirty work. You know what I'm saying? So, it ain't just Africans in America and abroad and everywhere else that don't know. Europe, it's many Europeans doing a lot of hideous stuff to us that don't know the history, and they moving and functioning off a lot of misused information that's not even true. I mean, some of them most of them is naturally like that by nature. You know, you have some that tapped in some kind of moral order where they have some kind of morality and how can I say, sympathy enough for the situation where they put their life on the line to correct their forefathers and their ancestors' negativities. That's the only thing they can do. They have to correct what their ancestors did. If you want credibility for white folks, everything that white folks did that's negative on this planet have to be destroyed. And I mean, it starts with their own children. If their children are going to continue to do it, this is why we claim all of y'all devils. Because the thing is, y'all sit here and tell us to get on our feet, but at the same time, you have 400 years of motherfucking head start. You beat my ancestors and everything and make sure we didn't have nothing. So when we get up, we ain't got nothing but rundown communities disenfranchised. And then y'all say, hey, you guys got to come up. Y'all got to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Y'all, why you complaining? You know, so on and so forth. That's true. Because we do a little bit too much complaining when we have the fucking finances and everything we need to do that. You know what I'm saying? We still too backwards. We claim we so smart, all these rich ass niggas with money, but yet we can't come up with factories. We can't come up with stuff where, oh, Jay-Z just bought 24 warehouses and he got this, the Jay-Z's or Jay-Z, I'm just hypothetically speaking, Jay-Z's shipping and receiving warehouses, and he hired 250 black people to work these businesses. You know, our whites too, you know, but his own main purpose is making work jobs for his people. You know what I'm saying? But be open to others, but at the same time, go to yours first and get them in there first, like all white people and all Asians go get theirs first. And if they short, they go get the release what they consider as non-threatening or prominent black man or whatever to come into their business or woman. You know, they go look for those kinds. But we ain't got time for people to try to judge you because he ain't got a high school diploma or he ain't got no college degree. We ain't talking about like that. We want to be labor. Let's labor for something that's going to help us. You know what I'm saying? Let's labor for a black company that's going to labor back a lot of his money into other parts of the community that's going to be successful for us. That's called group economics. And y'all know that I love talking about it. I really don't even like talking about this religious stuff, but you know, it's still a hindrance and it's still a war going on of destroying this. And that's what we're going to do in 2017. Much love to the pastors. Stop messing with the brother Ken wisely. The brother he venting out. And we got to let these brothers vent out when they get the truth, because we done it ourselves when we thought we had the truth. When we was going through Islam, Nation Islam, we was venting out. Venting. So let the brother vent. Let the brother spread the truth. You know what I'm saying? It be brothers such as himself that come to this truth, and he give the information in a proper fashion, you know? It be brothers such as that, brothers that a lot of brothers see say, oh, this brother is the pastor, yeah, rebel, he going on one. You know, we got to stop being hateful of each other. We have to stop being hateful of each other's success or hateful of each other's talents, because all these talents and abilities come through all our ancestors, and all of us got different talents and abilities. So what you don't have is talent ability. You have another talent ability that he don't got, that if y'all put them together, where he is weak in and you strong in, y'all work that way, and where you weak in, he weak in, you strong in, y'all work that way. This is the way I want to work. But when it comes to this unity as black people, we can't be coming in our unity folds with Christians and Muslim mind states or religious mind states that will giving you the mentality to believe that all this religion been here. No, they degrade my religion. Oh man, they hurting me, man. Like, we can't help that the truth hurts you, because the truth hurts. Don't it teach you in your book that the truth hurts, and it shall set you free? It only gonna really hurt the ones who want to still hold on to falsehood. That's why you hurt. That's why you always feeling some type of way when we tell this truth. You so far from it. It's something with your spirit that will not allow you to let go of falsehood. Is either fear or hate of truth. Even though you claim you stand for truth and you want what's right, y'all speak the positive talk but can't accept truth. That's ass backwards. I'm just giving you a knowledge of how this situation is. I know how you Christians think. I know how you Muslims think. But y'all sit here and try to dictate that we thinking wrong, but we been where y'all been. We went through where y'all went. We mastered the stuff that y'all in. Yes, elementary to us. This is why we talk like we talk. We know that your shit is trash. We know. We don't believe, and we don't think we believe. We know. Because to learn, when people say, oh, that stuff is, oh, well, where the hell you think that come from? Christianity is a history book, a fake history book, distorted history book, plagiarized history book, same way as the Quran and any other book. So how the hell you going to claim that is old when you studying something old too? So get that analogy out the door. Because that's what you're so quick to go at. All this is a history book. Now, since you follow the history book, let's take this history book to somewhere farther so you can find a history book where that history book has been plagiarized for this history, fake, distorted history book to be in existence today, that you follow in a watered down, distorted version of the history book. It's all history. It's all history and stories of how to do certain things and how to look at life in different ways that we already try to put the world to look at the place in one way. Christians want the world to look at the whole world Christian. Muslims want to look at the whole world Muslims. Not so Buddhist, because Buddhist is more universal. It's more non-secular, but it has its negative attributes too when it comes to Africans. But we have to get this religious ideology out of our head. And if you do have this religion ideology, you should make that your personal meditation or your personal prayer. But you should stand for the cause of righteousness. And if you're righteous, you're going to stand what's better for your children. You act like Christians acting like Christians didn't have to go to war. Christians acting like Christians didn't go around and kill and pillage and do hella stuff just to spread Christianity because these evil people is messing the world up. So when you tell a Christian, look, you black, I'm black, let's get out here, man, and stand for it. But commend to the ones that do get out there to stand for it. That's more pro-black in their Christianity. I mean, if you're gonna be a Christian, be pro-black with your Christianity. You can keep your Jesus, make them black, all that. If that gives you your motivation, your spirit, do that. But don't think that's the forefront of what you need, because what's in front of you have to be true and righteous if you want it to have the universe to follow behind it. That's why Christianity ain't working for us. Islam don't work for us. A lot of niggas think because he got a house, a car, and a good job, they think that's Islam or Christianity. No, nigga. If it wasn't no religion, nigga, you'll be pillaging fields and feeding cows and milking stuff. You're going to be doing what you naturally supposed to do. So don't give that to religion. Because men and women been doing stuff naturally their whole selves. Niggas be killing me with that bull crap. But anyway, brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? Assalamu alaikum to some of my brothers. Hotep to others. You know what I'm saying? Peace and love to the Christians and Catholics. Brothers and sisters that's still in that spell. And to my brothers and sisters that's locked up in the street. I mean, it's all in the street and in the prison systems and don't know where to go. What's up with it? Peace.